it's your boy P Money. So Blazers end up going down on a last second 3-pointer with 2 seconds left on a missed assignment, kind of. Dame tried to recover but couldn't get there in time, and then Korkmaz hits the game-winning three after Anthony Simons hits a huge three to go up two with only 2 seconds left. But in the first quarter, Ben Simmons went off. He went for 11 points on 5 of 6 from the field. He goes for 2 assists, has 4 rebounds, but has 3 turnovers. And then also, Tobias Harris, he had a pretty decent quarter. He went for 5 points, had 3 rebounds, an assist, and a turnover. But for the Blazers, it was a Mario Hezonja show. He goes for 10 points on 4 of 6 shooting. He goes 2 of 3 from 3. Also had 5 rebounds, an assist, and 2 steals. Dame was actually on in the first quarter of this game, and he went for 9 points on 3 of 7. Goes 1 of 4 from 3. Gets 2 rebounds, 2 assists, a turnover, and a steal. Blazers make 5 3-pointers in that quarter, and they shoot 44% from the field, where the 76ers only make 2 3-pointers, but they shoot 48% from the field. And the quarter ends with the Blazers up 32-27. In the second quarter, Simmons went pretty cold. He didn't have any points, but he did take 4 shots but missed them all. He had 5 assists and 3 turnovers. Al Horford, he wasn't shooting it well, but he had 11 points on 5 of 13 shooting. Goes for 1 of 3 from the 3-point land. Has 3 rebounds, 4 assists, a turnover, a steal, and 2 blocks. For the Blazers, Rodney Hood goes off in that quarter. I want to say he scored 16 in the quarter, but has 20 points on 7 of 9 shooting. Goes 4 of 6 from 3. Had a rebound, assist, and a steal. And then Dame, he was still he's still contributing, but he got himself a 3 in that quarter, and he finished up the half with 12 points on 4 of 8 shooting. Goes 2 of 5 from 3. Has 2 rebounds, 4 assists, 3 turnovers, and a steal. And then Anthony Simons chips in with 7 points in that quarter and finishes up with 10 points on 3 of 4 shooting. Goes 2 of 3 from 3. Had a rebound, a turnover, and a block. And the Blazers use a 21-10 run, led by Rodney Hood's eruption, to go up 68-57 in the game. The Blazers were shooting 50% from 3-point land and had 10 made threes, and were shooting 54% from the field. And then Blazers on their interior defense, it was a lot better against the attacking players that the 76ers were using, like Simmons, Harris, and pretty much everyone that was getting the ball, they were trying to attack the basket. And at that time, they were holding the 76ers down to 43% from the field. And then the Blazers were getting to the line a lot more. In that first half, they had 14 free throws and had 12 makes, while the 76ers only had 1 attempt and made 2 free throws. In that third quarter, they started a little bit to impose their will, to chip away at the lead. Blazers were up 11 at the time, and Al Horford just started coming on strong. He ended up finishing that third quarter with 19 points on 9 of 19 from the field. Hit 1 of 4 from 3. Had 3 rebounds, 6 assists, a turnover, a steal, and 2 blocks. And then Harris came along with him. Had 17 points on 7 of 10 shooting, went 1 of 1 from 3. Had 6 rebounds, 3 assists, a turnover, and 2 blocks. Blazers, Dame scores 12 points in the third quarter to finish up with 24 on 8 of 13 shooting. He goes 5 of 8 from 3. Had 4 rebounds, 6 assists, 5 turnovers, and 2 steals. Rodney Hood, he chipped in another 2 baskets, and he finished up that the third quarter with 24 points on 9 of 11 shooting. It was 4 of 6 from 3. Had 2 rebounds, an assist, a turnover, and a steal. And then big contributions from Skal Labissière off the bench with 13 points on 6 of 8 from the field. Had 3 rebounds, an assist, a turnover, and a block. So that ended up helping the Blazers go up 102-92 to end that third quarter. And then for the fourth, this is where it starts getting crazy because Al Horford is still playing well. He ends up finishing the game with 25 points on 12 of 24 shooting. Goes 1 of 4 from 3. Had 5 rebounds, 7 assists, a turnover, a steal, and 2 blocks. And then Harris had a pretty good game as well. He goes for 23 points on 10 of 15 shooting. Goes 1 of 2 from 3. Anthony Simons puts the Blazers up with 126-125. Or no, I'm sorry, Ben Simmons puts the 76ers up 126-125 with 2 big free throws with about 10.1 seconds left. And that put the Sixers up 1. And then Anthony Simons hits that big 3, assisted from Dame Lillard with 2 seconds left to put the Blazers up 128-126. And then Ben Simmons makes that inbounds pass to Korkmaz, where Dame Lillard got a little bit caught up on a screen and kind of fell a little bit, but recovered pretty nicely. But Korkmaz just was already in his shooting motion, and he ended up hitting the basket. And it was a big, big basket for the 76ers because I think on the night, they hit 11, but they hit 11 of 33 for 33% from the field, or from three-point land. They ended up shooting 51% from the field because they were just getting so many great looks inside, where they had 84 points in the paint. And the Blazers right now, early in the season, are one of the better interior defensive teams in terms of scoring. It was just one of those types of games. Blazers are 0-2 at home right now, which is crazy. I thought they had this game in the bag for sure because the Blazers just as a team were playing so well. Dame finished up with 33 points on 11 of 17 shooting. He makes 8 threes out of 12, has 5 rebounds, 9 assists, 7 turnovers, and 2 steals. Rodney Hood was big time, had definitely his best offensive game as this season. CJ wasn't shooting it very well, but he did finish up with 16 on 6 of 15 from the field. Goes 0-4 from 3. Had 3 rebounds, an assist, and 2 turnovers. Skal Labissière, definitely his best game as a Blazer. He had his most minutes too of his so far this season, and he got 15 points on 7 of 9 from the field. Grabs 4 rebounds, dished out 2 assists, had a turnover and a block. Hassan Whiteside did not play in this game, as I think he's dealing with a lot of swelling. So Blazers ended up going small, and for the most part, it was working out for the Blazers. They were building nice leads, going on nice runs. It's just the 76ers are a good team, and even without Joel Embiid, it just goes to show that these guys can grind out a win like this, because that shot that Korkmaz hit was big time. You know what I mean? So that's a clutch basket, and in a game where they probably shouldn't have won. Blazers definitely let this one slip away, but I do like the performances of both teams. I know the Blazers ended up losing this one, but I'm not really tripping too much. But in other news, Blazers are definitely getting thin on big men right now. It was just put out a few hours ago, around 7:30, that Zach Collins has opted to have shoulder surgery on his dislocated left shoulder. So the plan is that once the surgery is completed and everything checks out okay, there will be a timeline set. And this is Zach's been to multiple doctors, gotten checked by like multiple, and his team and him decided that surgery was the best course of action. So once he heals up, however long that takes, hopefully he's back to his normal self, you know what I mean, and he doesn't miss a beat. Because like I said, that game that he was in with the Mavs, he was on his way to one of his better games of the season. So definitely get better soon, and definitely gonna miss you while you out. Also, Whiteside was kind of a late scratch in terms of not playing, but I guess he's dealing with some swelling. And then we also lost Rodney Hood in that fourth quarter. And no excuses on why we lost or anything, but Rodney Hood was playing very well, and him and Ben Simmons ended up banging knees together, and I guess Rodney took the brunt of that delusion because he couldn't continue. I think he left with I want to say around 4 or 5 minutes left in the game, and he was definitely missed. So just his offense today was money. They would have had to play us differently. But we still executed everything. Simons came in, hit that big three. That probably would have been to Rodney Hood had he been playing. But Simons hits it, so execution was still great for the Blazers tonight. They just ended up not having the last possession of the game, and Sixers make a great play. But can't really complain too much about what happened. Man, just excellent game. That 84 points in the paint was just the most that we've given up this season, and that's what pretty much kept the 76ers in this game, because their shots really, their mid-range jump shots and three-pointers, they weren't really going in very well. So just them attacking the basket was working out pretty good for them. They just had 76ers had some steady performances from pretty much all of their starters, and then some of their bench players played really well as well. So this was a good win for the 76ers with Joel Embiid not being in, and also Whiteside not playing. Both teams played really well, so just Blazers ended up being on the losing end this time. But other than that, I don't really have much else to say. This is your boy P Money. Make sure you guys like, comment, share, and subscribe. Shout out to the entire LDBC. Shout out to all my supporters. I appreciate each and every one of y'all. And I am off this.